Welcome to the channel where I look at the weird and wonderful of the internet, and today is a very special edition. It's a spooky spectacular. I'm in a graveyard. We're going to be meeting a real life paranormal investigator, a ghostbuster. She might be a witch, I don't know. I'm a bit scared, I'm not going to lie to you. She's going to be showing me stuff. If she pulls out any Ouija boards, I'm off. So don't forget to give a like and a follow. Roll tight chords, here we go.
Sleep now, my darling, sleep tight. The shadows whisper in the night. Dream of the darkness and let it be. For the monsters are coming, just wait and see. Hush, little baby, don't you cry.
Welcome to the channel. I'm Leroy, and I'm joined by a very special guest today on Leroy Meets. It's Lindsay, who is a ghost hunter, a paranormal investigator, and we're in Banks' house in Yorkshire, my hometown. So she's got some facts, little trinkets here she's going to tell me about. How are you, Lindsay?
I'm absolutely fine, thank you for joining me today.
Loving the house. Oh, we've got all sorts. What have we got here then? You gonna?
Yeah.
Let's dive straight in.
Straight in, okay, right. So I've got some quite interesting things that I've accrued and collected over the years. Okay, I'll show you a few interesting things. Let's see, here's my crystal ball. Would you like to open this and have a look? This is the sort of thing I get sent to me through the post and things like that.
This has come through post?
Yeah.
How do I open it?
Just open the lid. There we go. Oh, they're on around. Obviously, they're not real, but I thought we'd be in Halloween time. They'd be very apt to show you.
The hands of Gundred Styler.
Mm-hmm.
Are they real?
Of course, they're real.
Oh.
Yeah. This is the sort of thing that I do get sent, but that's just a fun sort of thing. But I do get sent weird and wonderful things through the post, as you're going to see very shortly. One of my favourite items here, I do collect haunted dolls. I do collect dolls, and as you can see, I've got two of my favourite here. That is Scarlett. She's known as Miss Potty Mouth because when I'm working with her, we're doing EVPs, the odd obscenity will come through. FB, and it is so clear. She's been, she's been known all over the world through the paranormal world. She's quite funny. The story I got her, a lady about 5 or 6 years ago, bought her and 3 others from a charity shop. Now this lady was fine, no issues. When she took them home, she started to become a little bit more aggressive. She turned to alcohol. She became really vile towards her husband, really nasty, really that sort of thing. And she was just really out of it. So over a period of about 8, 9, 10 months, the husband decided these dolls need to go. So she sent them to me, like she does. Sent them to me, she become fine. But ever since I've had her quite a few years now. Like I said, when I work with her, do EVP recordings, and we do get swear words, so which is quite funny. So whether there's a nasty spirit attached to her, I don't know much about her. I know she's about 100 years old. That's all I know. But I call her Scarlett, obviously, because of.
Would you say it's one of your oldest dolls, or have you got older ones?
No, I've got older ones than her. But she's interesting, and she's a firm favourite of my fans and followers. They absolutely love her because of the words that do come through. And when I do everything, when I work and do my live streams, ghost hunting, I do it all live, so you can see exactly in the moment and stuff like that. But she's one of my favourites. That's Scarlett.
So who's this in the middle?
This one is Giraffe. I didn't name a giraffe, but she is a witch's doll, a real witch's doll. Now she come to me from another witch. Now witches normally have dolls and they become very connected to them. For some reason she lost the connection with her, I don't know why, so she thought, right, she needs to go. And I know this sounds bizarre. She took her outside, sat her on a wall, hoping someone would take her, but really, I find it beautiful, but the normal person might think, ooh, she's very, a little bit, anyway. But anyway, so nobody took her. She took her to a park, left her in a park on a tree, went back a few days later, she still sat there. She even threw her in a river. She washed up a bit further downstream. Again, nobody took her. So she sent it to me, and I've had her ever since, and I absolutely love her, absolutely love her. I've never really had anything from this doll. You know, when I've been investigating with her, I've never had anything, but she's one of the more unusual ones. Now, I know you were speaking the other day about a Ouija board, yeah?
Yeah, I'm. To be honest with you, I'm very open-minded. But the things that do freak me out are Ouija boards.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. You've never ever seen one like this. Now, I must stress, this is not an Ouija board, okay? Even though I have many. This is what's known. It was made for me, and it is the only one in the world. It is known as a witch board. Okay, as you can see, it looks very much like an Ouija board.
Oh, you've got your Ghosts of Britain.
Yeah, absolutely.
Check them out on Facebook. You'll see Lindsay all
Try
the
and
time.
lift that. Try and lift it.
What's it made of?
I'll tell you. Along with this was made as well. All these in here, these boxes, are all made, and I will tell you about that. All these, as you can see, jewellery. I've got lots of jewellery made as the same. Don't you get any senses from it, what it maybe could be, or anything like that, if you feel it?
Is it marble?
No.
Granite?
No. It's been polished to look like that.
Ah, right. What is it?
It's a tombstone, it's a gravestone.
Wow.
Yeah. And what it is, it was actually, on the other side there is a young man's name, Thomas. That's all I'm going to say because there's details of it. And he was a young man, he was about 21 years old, and he sadly was killed in First World War. So they obviously made his gravestone, but it had a flaw in it, so it wasn't actually put onto his grave. And the lady who made me this, she's a witch herself, by the name of Parawisp, Maria, made this for me. Now the thing with this, and with this jewellery as well, the only people who can use this is myself or anyone who's with me. It's not an Ouija board as such, even though it does the same and spirits can come through and communicate to it. It's not thought of being like an Ouija board. There is a difference. It's a witch board, it's been blessed. But this thing I can never let out of my possession. It's just one of them things, so when I go, I'll probably have to have it buried with me. And things like that. But that is my all-time favourite thing. I doubt whether you'll ever see another one like this. If I could, I would lift it and show you on the back. I'll probably show you, but not on camera, because obviously we have to respect. But yeah, these
So this is our all, I mean, for the people watching this, we're going to have a little Q&A with Lindsay in a bit, a quick fire round. But there's many different rooms in this Banks house, and she's give me a little show. Only a few. She showed me a few rooms, and there's some great stuff and some stuff that has freaked me out. So I'll go in quickly after this.
Like I said, I've only brought a few of
There's
my
loads. You got so much. There's so much to like.
yeah.
You'll see on camera, but like there's like this wall. Like these are all dead. Everybody's dead on here, aren't there?
Yeah. Like I said, we have to remember, I've renovated this back to a Victorian house of how it would have been. Now, Victorians were obsessed with death. Sadly, these here, and I'll get something else to show you as well. These here, a lot of them are deceased children, like this poor lady here. I don't know if you can see this poor lady here. And what the Victorians used to do, they used to take photos of the loved ones. They used to, I know it sounds awful, they used to prop rods up the back, like this poor little one here, to sort of make her sit up. And that poor little girl there, they used to make them sit up and take photos of them, and they would remember. Also, this is a very, very rare item I'm going to show you as well. This one might freak you out a bit, Leroy. But this one here, as well as this, what they used to do as well is they used to make wax effigies like this. Now this here is Eliza. She is dated 1880, and as you can see, she's very, very delicate. She is a Victorian wax doll, wax effigy doll. Now this doll, as making them photos, they used to make wax effigies of the child or the person that had passed. Now, as you can see, she's a bit worse for wear, but on her head is the deceased child's hair. They used to stick it on, and also the earrings, the little ruby earrings, are what the child would have wore, but she's supposed to be a replica of the child that passed. Now, like I said, she's very old, very delicate. She's probably my most prized possession, not possessed. I've never really had any issues with this doll. She's just wonderful and a very unique, as you can see, she's falling to bits.
Yeah, exactly.
Very unique,
Very fragile.
but you know, this sort of thing, people think, oh God, it's weird. It's not. To me, it's not. It's just history, you know, and I'm fascinated with anything like this. But
Just I'd like to point out for people, when I've just moved the camera around, you're not seeing a ghost, you're actually seeing Lindsay's sister. She just happened to be in the shot then.
so that's Eliza. I mean, does this sort of thing freak you out?
I'm not, do you know what, me nan used to have dolls.
Yeah.
So I kind of got used to them. Like her bedroom when I used to have sleepovers as a kid, she used to have loads of dolls, probably like 30, 40 dolls.
Not porcelain.
Yeah,
But
so,
not like this.
but you got used to it.
Yeah.
That would freak me out, I think, if that was sort of end of the bed.
Beautiful.
I'm always without.
I've got some pretty interesting dolls, like I said, a lot of them at home, and so that's Eliza. But yeah, like I said, they were obsessed with death. They used to do seances. Many Victorian houses had seance rooms like this in here, and that's why I made one. They're just obsessed with death. Why? I don't know. But a lot of like paranormal investigations and seance originated from Victorian times. So that's Eliza.
So we've come through to the next room, which is the parlour. Lindsay's kindly made me a cuppa. Hope it doesn't taste of a witch's piss.
No. So yeah, this is the parlour. Like I said, this is probably one of my favourite rooms here, because when I got this place, it was just absolutely a mess, and I took it back to how it would have been Victorian times. I find this room more calming than the others. You get a bit of paranormal stuff happening in here. Like last night we were working with these 4 dolls, and it kept saying pennies, so that's why there's Victorian pennies put there. But it was very strange because I brought them in yesterday into here. I've had them at home with me, and when we were doing EVP work and stuff like that, the voices come through. They kept saying, take them out, and it was something seemed they didn't want these here. I don't know why, but me being me, I left them in overnight, and maybe some plant spirits up, I don't know. But it is what it is in here. There aren't any said haunted items in here. I've just got a few of my dolls knocking about. Sometimes like these little things on the floor will trigger and go off, and they like censored, so is something walking about in front of them? I don't know. But I've got a lot of interesting things again in here, like books. This I find very interesting, this book here. I get so much stuff sent to me, and I'm very honoured as well because
So is it people all the way around the world, or?
yeah, absolutely. You know, this is somebody's memories, somebody's life, and as you can see, the writing in it is just absolutely beautiful. I can't even remember what it says like, but yeah, the things I get sent from literally all over the world. I mean, people's photographs and stuff. You know, I've got some amazing stuff. People send me things from all over the world. But this room is nice, it's calm, and I do love it in here, this one. I have had some strange thing happening. Like I say, I'm not a psychic, and I'm certainly not a medium or anything like that. But that chair there I just bought it as to fit in with the house. But I can always, for some reason, in my mind's eye, see a gentleman sat there. I don't know why. A very stout gentleman, a bit with a beard. Looks a bit like you, Leroy, with a hat on.
No, mate.
You know,
Distinguished gentleman.
I told you should get a bit of role play and get a bit of the See? There you go.
Oh, Leroy's off now.
There you go. That way knows no one touched her, so is it spirit in here?
I remember when we were moving, she gave us a book.
Yeah, Betsy.
And he started going off and we wondered what.
So she
Let me show. I'll show a camera for.
Yeah, Betsy, that's Betsy and that's Boris. She's going. But you can see no one touched her. Nothing.
and we were
Here.
over here. Right, we'll move on to the next room. So we come into the nursery, which is this set up like it would be in Victorian times, is that right?
Yeah, the Victorian nursery, because obviously well-to-do people, as probably the people that would have lived here, would have had a nursery like this, because it's it would have been quite a big place. So they were probably well-to-do, they'd have had children, they'd have had a nursery, possibly like this, lots of toys. I've got lots of old toys and things that the children possibly would have had, and they would have had a nanny, and nanny would have probably lived in here with the children. Got some interesting stuff in here. I've got Ted, who's sat in the chair. Now the big Ted, he is over 100 years old. Again, he was sent to me by a gentleman, which I'm truly honoured to have these things sent to me, because that is an heirloom. But the things said to me around Ted, which I do experience myself, people get headaches with him, nosebleeds, and just feelings of nausea. I'm actually getting a headache now while I'm in this room with him. I don't know why, it just always affects me. It affects some people. Things that also happen in here, things get knocked over. The abacuses were knocked over, the toys get knocked over. But when I've worked in here as well, I get some voices, like I said, do you like the room? And we've had voices, yes, I like the room, and things like that, through EVP and stuff like that.
No, Lindsay, that's freaking me out a bit. So what we've got here in the corner?
It's not a real baby, okay? It's just a reborn, and it's just for purposes of trying to bring this back to how it was. Again, I've got quite an interesting, it's just a reborn. But I'll tell you about this item here. This item, this cot, was, again, we're talking about death and all that sad kind of thing. Obviously back in Victorian time there was a hell of a lot of infant mortality, sadly, because of the conditions, and what they tend, like, again, they used to make photos and things, take photos. They would use this kind of thing in the mortuary, sadly, to take photos of the baby as though they would be asleep, and try to remember them as they were. So this cot, this sort of thing would have been used. This one actually was used, but you know, it's quite sad. But again, other things I've had sent to me. This came from America, solid silver little baby's rattle, which I find fascinating. And again, I'm so lucky to have things, because these were heirlooms to people, but you know, they send them me and things like that. But yeah, that's what that is, that there.
So what room are we in now?
Now this would have been sort of an attic bedroom when it was the Victorian house, but it is my movie memorabilia room, and I do a lot of crafts as well. As you can see, I've made these mannequins and some freaky sort of things. I make a Ouija boards in my time, but these are just decorative Ouija. And also horror dolls, I make horror dolls, which are down here. And also I collect anything freaky and anything spooky, as you can see here. This is just a few of my collection of things.
You got Linda, is that Linda Blair?
Yes, Eileen, yeah.
So,
Reagan.
yeah, Exorcist, one of my favourite horror films we have showed out.
Yeah.
So movie memorabilia, see, now I feel a bit more comfortable.
You do?
Because in my studio you'll see, I've got Chucky, Freddy, Jason, little like statues, I've had since I was about 12.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters. Oh, you got a massive Annabelle.
Annabelle. Yeah, quite lucky to have actually worked with Warner Brothers a few years ago when they did Annabelle Comes Home DVD for UK, and they asked us to go and work and promote it, which I did, and I obviously that's only a dummy, but I actually held the Annabelle what's in the movie. Now I don't get freaked out, but that was just weird. I don't know. It was
so weird. Is the real Annabelle? Is the real Annabelle doll somewhere?
The rag doll.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zach Bagans has got that in his museum in
right.
Las Vegas.
So I presume that's worth a fortune because it's probably the most popular.
Possibly, yeah, possibly. But obviously the one I've got here is just a replica. But the one like that they used in the movie is just the same. Yeah.
So it looks good. I like this. So we've got some. You said there was something in this corner that you wanted to show me. So let me just move the camera around.
Oh, this you know the board I showed you downstairs. This is just, and also that's a black screen mirror again, made from the the tombstone, but that's the paper that come with it saying that it's only real me. Yeah, if you want to take a look in here,
Let me just move this around.
another one of my gorgeous things that I...
Just move that there so that we can actually...
Do you believe in vampires?
Vampires. Oh, yes, I would say yes. And
I certainly do, because I know there are, not so much like you see in movies, but people... Anyway.
right, so Lindsay wants to show me something in here, and she said, "Wait till we're back filming in this room." So I'm gonna have a look now.
Another very, very rare item. Now that's real, that bat.
The bat's real.
Yeah, absolutely. Pick him up if you want.
Hold on.
He is a real vampire bat. He's real. But that came from Greece. Back in those days. Obviously the cabinet isn't, that was just put in afterwards, but all the items there were brought from Greece. You've got your garlic, you've got your oils, you've got your salt and everything there, your holy water. You've got your bat, as you can see, it's very real. We've got a Bible and a rose and a cross and a stake and a hammer.
Right, the picture.
Right, this one, let me just move that. This is the only one in the world that's like this. Now this is quite interesting. We call this picture sinister. Okay, as you can see, it's a bit dark, but it was painted. We don't really know who by. It was painted for a film sometime in the 90s. A film called Finders Keepers. I think you can still see it on the internet. But this picture was painted. It was a bit like Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Blair Witch. And this picture was painted for that, like I say. Now, looking at it like that, it wasn't actually in the movie, because people, the crew and that, just took an instant dislike to it, didn't like it, so they didn't put it in the movie. And again, all these weird and wonderful things get sent to me. So, like I say, yeah, as you look at this picture, what can you see?
I see kind of a skeleton of a bull. You know, like the American Texas kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I see two figures here.
Mhm.
And possibly a figure here.
Yeah, right. Believe it or not, it's hung. That is the wrong way around. Okay.
All
But I'll
right.
show you what. Wait, now, 'cause it's dead heavy. A lot of people who've looked at this think it's got some sort of hidden subliminal message. And what I can see here, I can see like you said, you know, the skull, the ram, if you like. I can see two skeleton here. He's holding his hand saying no. This one's got the staff, and like I say, a gentleman there. I can also see him holding a rabbit, whatever significance that is. But you'd think that is the right way to look at this picture. No, it should actually be hung this way. Again, it takes a different meaning now. Now, when you look at it like that, for me, I can see the gentleman here. This is like hell's gates, if you like. He's falling into the flames of hell, upside down, and that's what I see. But that is the way it should be actually hung. Also, I can see like a woman's reproductive organs here for some reason. Lots of people see lots of different things, but what I did with this was I actually because on the back of it, I think it says Marmite. Can you see?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it says Marmite. Now, the people that we contacted this studio where it come from, they had no records of anything or anyone that actually painted this, so the artist is just unknown. Haven't got a clue who painted it. We had another person a few years ago come and speak to us about this, and it's one of the most viewed videos on YouTube. It's got millions and millions and millions of hits. It's just unbelievable. But so many people want this picture, but no, it stays with me. It is very rare. It could be worth an absolute fortune, I don't know, but it is very, very unique. And then, like I say, a lot of people think there's some sort of hidden tarot messages in it. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but I love it, and I would have it hung in my house, which I might do actually. Might take it home, put it above fire, and she'll see. Another interesting item that I've got is this beautiful, as you can see, it's tiny. Now, if any object or anything would be haunted, you'd think this one would be. Now, I was given this by a lady quite a few years ago now, and she said that her relation, I'm not exactly sure which relation it was, had this wedding dress, but she wanted me to have it along with the veil. Okay, so what she told me was that her, some relation, I'm not exactly sure who, actually was going to get married to her fiancé. He went off to war, First World War. Sadly, he didn't come back. So the lady went into mourning for him, and she wore that constantly. Constantly, you can even see sweat marks on her arms, but constantly wore that. You can see it's been, but she never wore it to get married in, sadly. And she just died of a broken heart in that. She died of a broken heart and just, you know, sadly passed away mourning for her beloved. But you'd think all the energy, because with a haunted item, it's all the energy, something that you cherish and you love in life, you know. All your energy goes into, this is what I believe in, all your energy, like a doll or something. That's why a lot of dolls are said to be haunted, or even a ring or something, you know, that you put all your energy and all your love and everything into it. You think, you know, but yeah, absolutely. But like I say, I've had nothing from this. I just find it so fascinating. I'm so honoured for her to give me that. But it's just such a sad item as well to think that the lady just went into mourning and died of a broken heart, and there it is.